Hello everyone, we're going to do a Fauxbonichi journal page today, and this one is paper heavy just because I wanted to hide that bleed through from the day before, and I just felt like using my scraps. So here I'm just putting together my basic spread here, and that September I actually just cut out of the Stampin' Up! Catalog. It's an image of their stamp, and I don't have the stamp, but I just cut it out and used the catalog on my page here. So here I'm just going to use my thick 0.45 EK Success pen to write the word 13, and I'm thickening it up because I want it to be legible on this busy designer paper. So I just trace over it to make it dark and bold. And then I'm taking my super fine 0.05 thickness pen and just making some dash lines around the banner just to make it stand out a little more and add a little decorative edge. And this is my favorite pen. I love the thin, I don't know, I just feel like I have a lot more control and it's a lot more neat. So I like this thin little pen. So now I just wanted to add a little bit more dimension or between the two designer papers. So I'm taking my black Bic alcohol marker and just going along the edges here to have a little bit of separation between the two pattern paper, and I like the way that looks. So then I'm going to just start gluing this down. I'm kind of making like a little scrapbook page sort of before I put it in my book. And so now I'm going to use up some more alpha stickers, and if you are part of the Fauxbonichi Facebook group, you know that I am on a mission to use up my alphas. So I try to use them any chance I get, and if the colors work and if I have letters. And here I'm going to show you how I manipulate some letters. I just cut off the leg of the D to make an A, and then I had no Y's, so I just flipped an H over, and ta-da! It works. So gotta get creative to use those letters and make them work. So here I'm using this other alpha letters that I have. I really don't like it. All the rectangles are different size. I end up trimming them down because it looks really wonky. I don't know why they did that, but anyway, this is a third alpha sticker I'm trying to use, and I ran out of E's. So yes, I'm using an F there for now, but I will show you how I fix that. So I'm going to use another little, the @ symbol there. It's so tiny, but again, just trying to use it up. And so here's how I fix this letters. I'm taking my alcohol markers in black, and I'm tracing over the letter in black, and I'm going to make that F an E. So it's like magic. And the alcohol markers don't smear after a couple seconds. You let it dry. It works better than water-based markers. So yeah, that's a little tip for you. And so here's those darn brown letters I'm trying to use. I've been trimming them off. You see how the sizes of the rectangles are all weird? It's because I had to trim them because they were really weird to begin with. So anyway, trying to use them up. So again, on the weekends I try to use my stamps and stickers. So here's a stamp I thought I'd use to embellish this a little bit more. And I have an obsession with arrows. I have to use it practically every day. So there was an arrow sticker I thought I would use. And then I'm just trying to see how it fits in my book. I forgot that it doesn't fit width-wise. So anyways, I'm going to color this image in first to kind of hide the pattern paper behind it. I'm just using, again, alcohol markers just so that the color is bold. And then I'm going to glue this down into my book and leave the border on each side vertically, just because, again, this was a paper scrap. It just so happened not to be the exact width of my page, but that's okay. And some of my letters fell off, which I'm going to have to go back and add adhesive to them anyway. So again, kind of sucky letters. And so I'm going to add some little dangles here on the side to decorate the edges. And so again, I'm using this thick marker and just kind of letting it flow. And anytime my hand kind of gets stuck is when I add a little loop or a little shape. Whenever I have to change direction or my arm gets stuck somewhere and I can't let it flow. So that's how I just kind of come up with this pattern. So I start at the top, I kind of have a loose hand, and whenever I get kind of stuck, I add a little loop or I add one of these little dots or diamonds just to add interest to the dangle, and then I just keep going. And then I like to add little dots for some visual interest along the dangle, which I just think adds a little bit of detail and makes it a little more whimsical. So there we go, there's my dangle. And then I felt the bottom had too much space, so I'm trying to ground it and fill that space. So I'm just adding some broken lines here. And here I'm a drafter, so these are basically what we call like center line marks. I use those all the time at work, so that was the first type of line that came to my head. And so here I'm adding the word football because it actually was a football day and I did not have small enough stickers and I didn't want to dig through anymore, so I just thought I'd write it with my hand here. Just kind of a basic font, so to speak. And then I'm adding my scripture for the day. I try to encourage daily Bible reading with my family, so here's the scripture we had today. And of course, more arrows. And then, let's see, what else do I do? Just adding a little bit of detail. And then I believe that finishes my page. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.